Tumbleton, a quiet market town on the Mander. In 130 AC, two armies wanted it. Both sides had dragons. That was the problem. The dance of the dragons had already killed thousands. Tumbleton would make that number look small. The Black Queen Rhaenyra held the Iron Throne, but King Aegon II was not finished. His generals marched a green army north. Lord Ormond Hightower commanded, proud, certain of victory. Riding above him, Prince Daeron Targaryen the Daring. Daeron was young, barely 17, genuinely beloved. His dragon Tessarion was called the Blue Queen. Her scales were deep cobalt blue, her wing membranes pale copper. She was smaller than most war dragons, faster. The Green Army reached Tumbleton and prepared to besiege, but Rhaenyra had sent her own dragons to defend it. Two dragon seeds, common-born men of Targaryen blood. Ulf the White rode Silverwing, calm, silver-scaled, vast. Hugh Hammer rode Vermithor, the Bronze Fury, enormous. Vermithor had once been ridden by King Jaehaerys himself. Two massive dragons. The town should have been safe. It was not safe. Ulf the White looked at the Green Army below. He looked at Silverwing beneath him. He made a choice. He turned Silverwing around and landed in the Green camp. Hugh Hammer watched. Then he turned Vermithor too. The two dragon seeds had betrayed the Black Queen. History would call them the two betrayers. The town of Tumbleton had no warning. Three dragons now flew for the Greens. Tessarion, Silverwing, Vermithor. Vermithor opened his jaws first. The Bronze Fury's flame hit the southern granaries. The fire spread before anyone could run. Silverwing took the merchant quarter, block by block. Tessarion drove the black soldiers into the river. The Mander ran black with ash and red with blood. Tumbleton burned for 3 days. Thousands of smallfolk died in the streets. Those who fled drowned crossing the Mander. Those who stayed burned in their homes. Lord Ormond Hightower entered the smoking town victorious. He gave thanks. He set up his command. Then an arrow found him through a window, shot by a survivor of the town he had just destroyed. Tumbleton was green now, but it was ash. And inside that camp, a new problem was growing. Hugh Hammer no longer wanted to be a soldier. He wanted to be a king. He stopped bowing. He started demanding. He wore a crown hammered from stolen gold. The Green Lords whispered behind his back. Ulf the White was no better. He demanded Highgarden as his reward. The seat of House Tyrell, just handed to him. The Green Lords seethed. Two peasants with dragons, ruling over them. Humiliating them. Prince Daeron the Daring watched all of this. He was disgusted by what Tumbleton had become. A beautiful, kind prince surrounded by burning and greed. The lords who hated Hugh and Ulf formed a conspiracy. They called themselves the Caltrops. Their plan, kill the two betrayers, take the dragons. But before they could act, someone moved first. Prince Daeron was found dead in his tent, killed in his sleep. By whom? Unknown. Tessarion had no rider now. The Blue Queen prowled the camp, restless, grieving. The Green Army had lost its best commander, its most honorable man. Across Westeros, the Black Queen's men were regrouping. Lord Roderick Dustin, the Bloody Mummer, marched south. With him, a young man named Addam of Hull. A dragon seed, son, perhaps, of Corlys Velaryon himself. Addam had proven his loyalty. He would not betray. He rode Seasmoke, a pale silver-gray dragon, lean and quick. Seasmoke had once belonged to Lenor Velaryon. Now Addam and Seasmoke flew south toward Tumbleton. They arrived at dawn. No warning, no heralds. Lord Roderick's army hit the Green Camp from the north. Addam of Hull and Seasmoke hit it from the sky. Chaos, fire. The Second Battle of Tumbleton had begun. The Caltrops moved instantly. This was their moment. Ulf the White was found in his tent, unconscious. Poison in his wine. The Caltrops had moved first. Ulf the White, the man who burned Tumbleton, died vomiting. Silverwing was riderless. She fled the battle entirely. One dragon down without a single fight. But Hugh Hammer was not so easy. He heard the horns. He was already armored. He strode to Vermithor and mounted the Bronze Fury. The largest living dragon in the world rose over Tumbleton. Seasmoke saw him coming. Addam did not run. Seasmoke was half Vermithor's size. It did not matter. The two dragons met above the burning ruins of Tumbleton. Seasmoke was faster. Seasmoke was desperate. Addam drove him straight into Vermithor's neck. The Bronze Fury roared and snapped. Massive jaws closing. Seasmoke tore free, circled, came again. Vermithor's tail caught Seasmoke across the flank, a sound like a ship breaking apart on rocks. Seasmoke did not stop. Then, Tessarion arrived. The riderless Blue Queen had heard the battle. Her instincts, her training, her grief, she joined the fight. Now it was 2 against 1. Vermithor and Tessarion versus Seasmoke. Addam of Hull against 2 dragons and no rider to help him. Seasmoke fought with everything. Every dive, every flame burst. He raked Tessarion across the wing membrane with his claws. Tessarion screamed and wheeled away, trailing blood, but Vermithor had Seasmoke now. Jaws on his neck, they fell together, locked, spiraling. Two dragons crashing into the fields south of Tumbleton. The impact killed them both. Vermithor, the Bronze Fury, ridden by kings, dead. Seasmoke, the Pale Silver, loyal to the last, dead. Addam of Hull died with his dragon. He had not betrayed. He had not run. He was gone. Tessarion had landed near the crash, badly wounded. She dragged herself across the ground, trying to rise. She could not. A crossbow bolt from a black soldier ended her suffering. The Blue Queen was dead. 3 dragons, dead in a single morning. On the ground, the battle continued. Hugh Hammer, his dragon gone, fought on foot. He was enormous, terrifying, a war hammer in each hand. Men ran from him. Sir John Roxton did not run. Roxton was a Caltrop. He had planned this day. He came at Hugh Hammer from behind in the chaos. Hugh turned. They fought. Roxton drove his blade through a gap in Hugh's armor. Hugh Hammer, and the man who wanted to be king, fell. His crown rolled into the mud. The second battle of Tumbleton was over. The Greens held the field. Technically, but Vermithor was dead. Tessarion was dead. Silverwing had fled. The Green Army had won a battle and lost its dragons. It would never fly again. Addam of Hull was mourned by the Blacks, the only dragon seed who had stayed true. Tumbleton itself was a ruin twice over, burned by the first battle, bled dry by the second. The small folk who survived both battles had nothing left. No homes, no food, no lord who cared. 5 dragons had touched this town. 3 were dead. 1 had fled. 1 had never returned. The dance of the dragons would end soon after, but Tumbleton paid the price before anyone else. 2 battles, 5 dragons, thousands dead, for a throne that none of them would ever sit.